Hello guys, I'm welcome to my Resto Druid dungeon run in Season 2. This is preparation or testing of healers. This is not much of a commentary video. This is just to showcase how Resto Druid feels in terms of meeting some of these HPS checks, because Operation Floodgate is amazing for testing healer capabilities. First boss requires burst healing, second boss is more of a single target check, third boss is rot type of healing, fourth boss is all in between. So I felt like it was a really nice way to test healers, and this is the kind of dungeon run or dungeon talent tree that I was running. I was running something very similar in terms of the spec tree that you see in Season 1, because there isn't a whole lot of healing changes outside of something like mastery changes. Class tree, I was trying something completely different. So first of all, I was running physical damage, I was running Wild Stalker, but I also picked up Sunfire, and I was kind of playing like a hybrid build. I'm not saying this is going to be the way to go. This is something that I was testing out. The usual build that I would run as Resto Druid when picking that physical damage, I would not run Sunfire. I would have more points to mess around. I would put some points in survivability. And this is something that I tested a lot, and this is a build in terms of physical damage, in terms of kitty weaving, in terms of Wild Stalker, and you don't have Sunfire. But honestly, getting used to the fact that you don't have Sunfire has been somewhat challenging for me, because it's just ingrained in terms of muscle memory and all those things. But let's go and get started and check out the end section of the video. I have chapters in this video. The end section is going to be a summary of the damage and healing and what was good and what was bad. He's not messing about. Okay, I'm prepping for damage. Man, once you have your hots as a druid, you just go camping, okay? You just go camping. And I have my convoke every single time as well. Like, anyone's ever in danger of dying, I'm going DPSing, bro. I'm going DPSing. Anyone's ever in danger of dying? Oh, maybe now. My mana is silky. My juiciness is good. I have my hots rolling. I have my convoke popping off every single one of these. I get my wild growth going, do a bit of these regrowths. Everyone's juicing. I think the healing potential of Druid is very high. But you need to make sure, but the prep time is, like, you just constantly have to be prepping, right? You just constantly have to be prepping. Mana is really good. I think DPS is dependent on how much time you can DPS as well. The prep time is, but like the thing is that considering that every second pull is like, oh, is he pulling? What the? This guy is stress testing. I haven't done this pull yet. I think there's definitely a high chance of. The guy died, man. I can't dispel even. I'm kind of pre-hotting people here. Man, that is a lot of damage. Damn. We're gonna get at least one of these. Oh my god, I should have died here. I should have 100% died. I should have 100% died. Ah, boys, Druid is a dream with the healing. No! He wanted to go to another one to get the 2 out. I think he needs to realize that keeping up the hot on it is actually kind of awkward, but this is perfect. I still feel like dealing damage as a druid is like... Tanky as healer. If you count bear form as a defensive, it's the highest one, right? If you count bear form as a defensive, you're playing a healer that basically has no Jesus, man, I need to like... You're counting a healer that basically has no cooldown on defensive. On a pretty substantial defensive at that. I'm gonna save Convoke with this. Oh! Man, this is not even half HP yet. Convoke! Oh, I missed the last one. Oh. The AoE damage on this is fucking dumb. Sorry, effing dumb. You'll see right now. It's like crazy. No, bro, you can't stay in the bubble. You can't be bubbling. This is over. I think this is over. Because I have nothing for this. We pulled the other trash mob. Insane output. They definitely nerfed this. Man, for Druid, this is so nice. Right, that was a bit problematic. Wait, was it the hunter who got it as well? Look at this, into Convoke to bypass this. I have the hots on the people that needed it. I mean, the hunter will take my life bloom over a red paladin any day of the week. Right. Life bloom on the two guys who have the debuff. Shit, you might be in a little bit of trouble. There's gonna be two more people who get the debuff now. Oh no, wait. It's me and the rogue and the shaman. I'm putting all the shit on them because there's gonna be AoE, but Convoke is gonna line up. It's on me and the hunter. We're gonna put the... Look how much more damage the hunter is taking. Like... Oh my god. Now there's gonna be two more people who get it. The guy nearly died. It's shaman and paladin. We're gonna start spamming them. We have light boom on them. And now for the overall summary of the dungeon run based on my feedback, based on how it felt playing Resto Druid. You have to remember I was messing around with certain talent builds in terms of Sunfire. I'm not saying this is going to be the best way to go. This is just something that I'm trying out. PTO is for testing. I'm sure there's going to be more changes and tuning happening in the next couple of days, weeks, and things like that. But overall, Druid healing felt extremely strong when having to meet those healing checks. The mana is pretty good. The healing checks are relatively easy to meet as Resto Druid as long as you have HOTS on people, because you still need to anticipate damage, you need to know the damage patterns and things like that. If you look at the overall healing, I did almost 1.9 million. And you can see here that the healing breakdown, you're still applying HOTS on people and then you allowing your regrowth to do the heavy lifting. This kind of gameplay is a little bit controversial. There's some Resto Druids who really enjoy this and there's a lot of Resto Druids who don't like it. So the gameplay is not looking to change all that much. But hey, on the bright side, I was basically able to meet these healing checks as Resto Druid as long as I had HOTS rolling. Again, there were mastery changes happening and a lot of people seem to think that Resto Druid is no longer a proactive healer. You still have to apply HOTS, you still need to anticipate damage. Knowledge of dungeon, knowledge of fight is going to be extremely important. Very, very important, because Season 2 is looking to be extremely heavy in terms of healing checks and extremely exhausting. I still think Resto Druid can feel exhausting to play because of how, again, it likes haste and things like that. There's a lot of buttons, you're just pressing buttons all the time and things. You're setting up for heals. And in terms of damage, now there's a lot of interpretation here because I was messing around with a DPS build. I was using the same trinkets across the board for all healers and they're kind of healing trinkets. And again, I'm not sure what the best DPS build is going to be. I focused on healing. A lot of the time, I didn't even have time to DPS, and I think that's where Resto Druid kind of gameplay falls into in terms of optimizing your damage. If you're doing poke content, if you're doing keys where you're not sure if people are going to be taking avoidable damage, you're just trying to babysit the party, it just feels kind of hard to squeeze in some of those good DPS numbers. If you're playing with an organized group, if you know all the damage patterns, if you know the dungeon inside out, you can really optimize your DPS and get better numbers. And I think that is partly one of the issue, because I think majority of druids out there, they're just gonna babysit the party if they're in a poke situation. And I think that's the safer way to go, because Season 2, as I mentioned multiple times, has so many HPS checks. Now, there are different builds that I tried out in terms of magic damage. You can swap around a couple of talents and just focus more on magic DPS, and honestly I did try that out, but I just couldn't get used to the long cast time of Starfire. My personal opinion is that the caster build for Resto Druid it's just not for me. I think peak gameplay of Resto Druid is shapeshifting, it's using your kitty weaving, applying bleeds, applying HOTS and all those things, and it just feels very nice. But I can understand why people might not gravitate towards that build because it is a lot more difficult. I was playing extremely safe, and again I talked about that because I think most poke healers and most poke Resto Druids are probably going to play in a similar way. I still think Resto Druid in terms of HPS and meeting those healing checks is in a really good position. So I think if you play your Resto Druid well, anticipate damage, you can have a good time. If you enjoyed Resto Druid in Season 1, you're gonna enjoy Resto Druid in Season 2. If you didn't enjoy Resto Druid in Season 1, if you didn't enjoy that gameplay in terms of regrowths and all those things, I'm not sure if you're gonna like the direction where Resto Druid is heading in Season 2. But let me know how you feel about this gameplay video, or let me know how you feel about Resto Druid. If you like this video, like and subscribe if you want to see more of these things. Again, thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.